Hi Pisces, welcome to your general messages for February 1st to the 7th. So we're going to start with a little astrology, go into career, and then go into relationship. I'm going to timestamp everything below in the description box. This reading is going to be a little shorter just because I'm back to work this week, back to semester starting again, back to the students and stuff. Okay, so let's pull some crowning energies while we talk about the three things that I want to discuss in the astrology. First of all, Mercury is going to be retrograde, and that's going to be going on from February 1st to the 19th, and not including the post shadow. And you know, Mercury rules Gemini as well as Virgo, and it's about communication, text messages, emails, phone calls, any kind of communication. Gemini is also business transactions. It's signing contracts. It's short distance travel. It's siblings. It's your neighborhood that you live in, right? These are all Geminian things that Mercury rules. It also rules Virgo, which rules your day-to-day experience, including your day-to-day work environment, your mental, physical, and emotional health in the day-to-day, as well as your small pets. Now, Virgo is also the house of problems and problem solving. That's why in tarot, the hermit is Virgo, right? Because the hermit is going to the top of the mountain and in an attempt to go within for clarity and solutions, right? So when you have Mercury retrograde with these energies, it's going to impact your day-to-day experience, kind of like across the board. But for you guys, Mercury is going to be retrograde with a ton of other energies in your 12th house. Pisces, this is such an internally amazing time for you. So much growth is going to be happening for you right now. It's bananas, because you're going to have Mercury retrograde in there. The Sun is going to be in there. Venus is going to be in there. Saturn and Jupiter. Like, wow. And Mercury is going to be retrograde in there, which just means there's going to be a lot of revisiting of things, revamping of things in your psyche, right? The 12th house, you guys, it's your home, right? You guys are the mystic of the zodiac. And it's about the subconscious mind. It's also about your dreams. What do you really want? Getting in touch with what you really want. And there's going to be a lot of reflection here. Mercury going retrograde brings us back to things from the past. And because it's the subconscious, you're going to be very much focusing on what was compared to what is now and what you want. And there's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of healing here, I feel like, for a lot of you. There's going to be a lot of energy going on here. And there's got to be some discomfort before the change, right? There's always got to be this level of discomfort. Now, we have the Sun is going to be squaring Mars, and that's going to be happening on January 30th to February 3rd. So it's not a terribly long transit, but it's going to pack a bit of a punch, and that's going to be happening between that 12th house and your 3rd house of communication, of business dealings, of where you live, right? Your neighborhood, of your siblings, right? And mixing the subconscious with that, it's like, I don't know, are you really okay with that business offer? Are you feeling something about your siblings that you need to communicate? Are you thinking that you might want to move, or you might want to purchase a home someplace else? You know, maybe you want to go on a short trip. You want to, do something around your neighborhood. You want to start some sort of new workshop. You want to start learning something new. Maybe you want to learn a new language or something like that. But you're being called by your subconscious in this way. But the thing is, this energy together is going to be tense, because it's a square, and there's going to be a lot of focus on it because the Sun is in there. The Sun is in your 12th house, right? So the Sun is the focus. Square is tension. Mars is what is the right thing for you. And the thing is, if you're not where you feel like you want to be, you could be, you should be, there's going to be this feeling of restlessness, this feeling of aggression that you may be feeling. So you want to just really, though, because Mars is in your 3rd house and, with Mercury retrograde, be careful, Pisces, of just how you speak to people. Be super careful of thinking before you speak. You don't want to put your foot in your mouth. You don't want to say something that you later regret. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Just be careful, okay? Now, additionally, we have the Saturn is going to be conjuncting Venus on the 5th into the 6th. And that also is going to be happening in your 12th house. So, a lot of reevaluation of partnerships, a lot of reevaluation of past money ventures, a lot of reevaluation of your self-concept and how you actually feel about yourself. Saturn makes us do these things. Saturn is Chronos, it's time, it's the past, it's karma. And it's trying to blend with Venus, which is about our self-respect, our sense of self-value, our ability to love and be loved, also money, right? So it's going to be a lot of internal, because it's happening in your 12th house, happening here. Now, a lot of times though, guys, when Saturn conjuncts an energy, it ends up manifesting its shadow side. And the shadow side of Venus is manipulation. And it is, ego-driven sensibilities. So you just want to make sure that you don't, and I'm not saying you will, but there is the potential, right, with this placement, where you don't want to paint yourself as any sort of like that you martyred yourself, or you want to be very careful to not pity yourself. Accept whatever has happened in the past, forgive it, and really work very hard on releasing it. Really exercise the judgment energy, where everybody did the best they knew how in the moment, and forgive yourself, forgive them, and release. It's the best piece of advice really for this energy when it's happening so heavily in your 12th house of the subconscious. So let's pull a couple of crowning energies here. So we have message in a bottle. So there's some sort of message coming in. Oh, this is so perfect for you. Holy cow. Because, you guys are, obviously, you guys know you're a water sign, right? And you are just, I always say this, Pisces is like this bottomless ocean to me, because you guys are ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is like, you're never fully footed in this energy. And this is not to say that you as a Pisces, you never feel grounded. That's ridiculous, because there are other things in your chart to help you, right? But wherever our Pisces is in our chart, it's very hard to feel fully clear, have great clarity, feel really grounded, right? So we have this message that's coming up from the water, which is the emotions, up into the 3D. And we have the stalk, and the stalk represents a new life, a new cycle in your life. So this is you literally realizing something that's coming up. Now, it can come because if you notice there's a telephone in the bottom. So somebody could be literally in the 3D calling you, right, from the past, right, where there's this coming up to start a new cycle with somebody. Some of you are going to have that experience, but others of you are just going to get this message from deep within. It could just be from spirit. It can be from someone who loves you on the other side, who's crossed over. But this realization is going to be really profound, and it's going to make a big change in your ability to actually start this next chapter that is happening for you. Regardless. And we all know that's happening sort of for the collective across the board, right? So what do we have here? Oh, we have 12th house. Look at that. That's bananas, Pisces. You know why? Because honestly, you guys are the last sign that I'm doing. And I want to say half of the signs, at least, when I throw the astro dice, get the actual, I'm going to say more than half, the house that's being impacted by the astrology this week. So we have 12th house, and we have the South Node, which is about releasing something. Oh my goodness. And then we have Scorpio, which is all about transformation. Modern ruler is Pluto. It's about digging up the past, anything from the past that needs to be released. Didn't I mention the judgment energy, right? The judgment energy is Pluto. Wow. Okay. So something needs to be released and transformed in your psychology on how you see just something in your life, whether it's relationship, change your perspective having to do with career. It could really have to do with anything. We have Cancer. Cancer as the advice here. Okay, Cancer has to do with home. So if you have anything going on having to do with the buying of a home, selling of a home, something to do with your home, something surrounding your home that would require attention. So there is this idea of attention focused on that. But Cancer in and of itself is a very supportive energy. It's sympathetic. There is this idea of nostalgia. It's comforting. It's protective. It's very family oriented. It's also very, very defensive. It's very introverted, which you're going to be feeling right now, having to do with these 12th house energies, I do feel like. But it's also a very receptive energy and caring. It's very caring. So be kind to yourself. Be very, very kind to yourself. But I do want to say that Cancer is as the 4th house energy, Pisces, as a fellow water sign, right? It is the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. And we all do it from time to time. So while you are processing all of these emotions in your 12th house, in your subconscious, in your internal psyche, you want to make sure that you are telling yourself stories that are based in fact and not in fear and not in subjective interpretations of stuff, or not anything where maybe you're trying to spin something to make it seem like, and please don't take this the wrong way, I'm saying this with love because this is the energy that comes through. You want to make sure that you're not victimizing yourself in any kind of way. You do want to be careful of that, right, when this energy comes up. And this could be in any area of your life, whether it's in relationship, business, a family situation, anything like that. Now, that's certainly not to say that you weren't the victim of something. That's not to say that at all, because if there's any sign out of the zodiac that falls victim to narcissists or to, falsities, to, immoral other, right? It's Pisces. I mean, quite literally, energetically, because you're so caring, and because you want to help, and because you're so loving. It's it's like you attract these energies to you. Obviously, it depends on where your Pisces is. You're gonna feel it a little more than others, and to see what other energies are balancing out. Like, it depends. If you have like a lot of let's just say like Aquarius or Leo or even Aries in there, especially Aries will make you feel very strong to stand up for yourself. But it depends what the aspects are. But Pisces can definitely be that energy out of the whole zodiac that, definitely, like, the narcissists love the water energies, and narcissists are not only in intimate relationships, believe me, they're in business situations as well. They show up in every realm of existence, unfortunately. So let's just pull in for your, I say career, but it's anything with money. So it could be like any sort of financial situation you're dealing with. So career, a divorce settlement, an insurance payout, an inheritance, somebody signing a contract, buying a home, selling a home. This rules the stock market as well. You're making money in the stock market, right? Anything like that, because that has to do with money. So we have the Two of Pentacles in the past coming up. So Two of Pentacles is having two choices and needing to weigh out your options having to do with something. So maybe you had two offers on something, or two jobs, two positions that you were thinking about. The current situation, we have the Queen of Swords, and that's being complemented by the Nine of Pentacles. So I actually really like these, because the Queen of Swords is being very self-sufficient and being really, really honest about a situation. Queen is always about connection. So you're being really honest with yourself, at least, about what it is that you really want, and how you can be the most self-sufficient with whatever decision, right? So what's weighing the decision is what's going to allow you to be the most self-sufficient. And we have this complemented by the Nine of Pentacles, because you don't want to just make money. You want to have money like a little extra. The Nine of Pentacles is where you're self-sufficient, but there's a little luxury attached to this financial gain. But there's also this idea of you being able to take part in some solo pleasures that you really want to do. So, buy yourself that extra something, or go on that trip, or buy that whatever it is that you want to do. So that really is impacting your decision here. And we have the Page of Wands, which is crowning. Page of Wands is really good about, this is an energy of creativity, and Page announces a new cycle in a situation. So you might be meeting somebody who is very creative, somebody who's very creative in any way, right? Whatever area that you're in. This could also indicate a new project or a new creative idea that you have that you want to exercise. So the creativity could be coming from you, which is very likely, because Pisces is a very creative energy. Or it could be you meeting maybe a business partner, or somebody who has this desire to start a new cycle, and somehow with you. So let's say this could even be like, let's say you own property and you have apartments to rent. This could be somebody new renting the apartment, or if you have a store to rent, somebody new renting your store, or somebody wanting to sell a business. It could be something like that as well. But again, this could also indicate you, right, having a great new idea for a project or some sort of new creative idea. So we have the Six of Cups energy in the foundation. So this is always a hearkening back to the past. So something sort of nostalgic. So maybe you going back to a business that you did at one point, or a job that you had at one point, contacting people you used to know at one point, networking, making connections with those people. Something about the past ends up coming back to the present in a way that ends up bringing you a gift, though. So it ends up being a very good thing. So whether it's you returning to a job that you did at one time, or making connections, or returning to maybe even a project, some sort of project, maybe even like oh, you know what, because Page of Wands is also, the Wands is can represent sex, right? But keeping it about career. It could be a pen or a paintbrush. So this can indicate anything maybe that you created, right, at one point, and you want to take it to this next level, something that you started in the past that you want to push forward now. Maybe you want to finish cultivating it, or maybe even bring it out, in a new way, in a different way, maybe make some adjustments to it. So maybe you started that book and you go back to it, or whatever it is, whatever it could be. Now, you and only you, Eight of Cups energy. So you're leaving something. This is about withdrawing, right? Retreating from something, moving on, abandoning. So maybe there was some sort of situation where you were getting, okay, so yeah. So I mean, something has to be, because we have the Two of Pentacles here, right? So this tells me you had two choices. So obviously you had to leave something. So the Eight of Cups is abandoning something, going away from something, leaving. Because you know that ultimately it's not going to give you what you want. I mean, that really is like that energy. Because the Eight of Cups energy is Saturn in you. It's Saturn in Pisces. So when we have Saturn in Pisces, it's like, all right, I'm working towards this dream, and I'm working towards where I really want to go in my life. And it's become too flippin' hard. It's not going to happen this way. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall with this option, so I can't do it anymore. Now, we have the Justice energy as the energy external to you that's impacting you. Now, for those of you who may be dealing with some sort of lawsuit, some sort of inheritance, some sort of payout. Now, I just want to backtrack a little bit, right? Because I'm getting this very strongly. We have this idea of needing to make a choice with the Two of Pentacles. So you may have an option of a settlement of some sort, having to do with a lawsuit or something like that, okay? Queen of Swords is all about self-sufficient. You're being really straight with yourself about what it is that you need, right? Because there is this idea of self-sufficiency, but it's also married up with honesty, the truth of a situation. And the Nine of Pentacles is this idea of, having enough extra left over, right? So really good energy there. Page of Wands could be this new offering coming in. Six of Cups could be a new offering about something from the past. So a new offering about a situation that happened in work where there's some sort of lawsuit, situation having to do with a marriage, any sort of situation from the past as being this offering. Okay, but I see there's some sort of negotiation, or you deciding to not take one offer, but then Justice is an energy external to you that's impacting you. Now, this is a Libra energy. It's 7th house of partnerships. So this is, now, what is Venus? Venus is about money, self-esteem and self-value, feeling good about doing something, and feeling love for what you're doing, right? Venus is all about softening the edges, softening the sharpness, where the truth comes out and there ends up being a win-win situation. So this is a beautiful type of negotiation energy. So what I'm getting here, Pisces, is somebody wants to negotiate something with you, having to do with a career, money situation, lawsuit, whatever it is, contract. And they're in this space of wanting to negotiate with you. And you're like, yeah, no, you know what? I'm not so sure if that's the right thing. I think I'm going to go with this one. And then you're going to negotiate well with this person. So I feel like there is this energy of good negotiations. Now, your hope and your fear is for the Ten of Cups energy. Well, who doesn't hope for this? Don't be afraid of it. But I get why you would be. Because the Ten of Cups is about feeling very supported, having some sort of result that you're really looking for, that's exactly what you're looking for. You know what you want, you see it in your mind's eye, and you really don't want to compromise much on what you see, right? But at the same time, you're afraid that it's not going to end up coming to fruition. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. I mean, this is about a proposal coming in the near future. So initially, I feel like there is some sort of initial offering that's rejected. And then we have this, which is about a proposal coming in. And then we have the King of Cups as the final outcome energy. Fantastic. Love it. I love it. King of Cups, and this is one energy where I really like to tap into the astrology, because this is Libra and Scorpio, and Libra is that 7th house of partnerships. It's what we're talking about here with negotiations, and Scorpio is all about transformation, right? But Libra, because it's Venus and because the glyph is the scales, it's very important that something is fair, right? And Scorpio is about transforming something, taking something that was and changing, making some adjustments, right? And it's through this sort of back and forth, where tolerance is exercised, empathy is exercised, support is exercised. And I see you ending up with exactly what you want, having to do with a financial situation. So it looks good. I hope. Well, congratulations, whoever is resonating with that, because it does seem like there is going to be some back and forth, but I like the outcome. All right, so now let's get into relationship. Relationship for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Wow, okay. A little bit of a ride here. So we have coming into this energy, we have the Two of Swords, which is you need to make a decision. It's time to compromise. Two of Swords is Moon in Libra. So Moon is, you're feeling, right? The Moon is always a feeling energy. But you might be feeling very confused and disappointed, right? Maybe somebody let you down in the past, or you have a lack of trust that a relationship will work, which is kind of leading this decision, right? You need to make the decision, though. Current situation right now, we have the Three of Coins reversed. So we have the Three of Coins reversed. This is really not feeling very supportive right now. You're just not feeling like there's a lot of teamwork being worked out here in this relationship. Because the Three of Coins is it's a great energy. It's Mars and Capricorn. Even though it's a minor arcana, it's Mars is like, come on, let's go. Fresh path, a new perspective. Let's put work in. Where are we going to live? What are we going to do? Let's do this together kind of thing. And then we have this working with the Five of Cups, being crossed by the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is about loss and regret and grief, feeling abandoned, not feeling very loved right now, just not feeling it in the moment. Some of you right now may be in a space of just hanging out with your friends and, focusing on yourself, focusing, making sure you have a circle of support, definitely just trying to hang out in that space right now. So you're hanging out with your friends, but you might be meeting somebody new here, Pisces, because we have a Knight of Cups, and this is Prince Charming, Princess Charming coming in. Dun, dun, dun. This is all about proposals, though. So there might be somebody in your energy right now. Now, it just looks like here you're confused, okay? Like you need to make a decision. You're not feeling very good about things right now. So it looks like you're hanging out with your friends for some support. And then we have the Knight of Cups comes in. The Knight of Cups is about proposing something, right? This is Aquarius and Pisces and you guys, right? So Pisces you guys are always that dream energy in astrology, right? And it's working with Aquarius, which is about, you might be meeting an Aquarius, which would be a great match for you, by the way, because if Pisces is your rising sign, no, I'm sorry. That would be for Leo. If Leo is your rising sign, Aquarius would be on your 7th. I stand corrected. But anyway, Aquarius energy is all about the future. okay? And about doing things different. It's about different than what you're doing now. So the Knight of Cups would be this energy proposing something different. It could be somebody who's different, who's coming in. Now you right now, you're the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is a very supportive energy. You're very tolerant. You're trying to be very empathetic. The King of Cups energy is a Libra and Scorpio energy in astrology, and Libra is about the 7th house of partnerships, and Scorpio is that 8th house of transformation, and Scorpio also does rule sex. It does rule endings and beginnings. It does rule past life karma. It's also the energy where we show up as a we in relationship, right? It's where it's intimacy. It's other people's money. It's, how we blend our money with other, how we blend communication, how we blend ourselves, our bodies, right? Because it's intimacy as well. So it's Libra and Scorpio. So there needs to be some sort of redressing to how you've been doing relationships. And it seems like you're very ready for that. And you're in this space where you're ready to be like very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. You really are. Now, an energy external to you that's affecting you is an Empress energy. This is beautiful, right? The Empress energy in relationships. If you're single, this can be meeting someone new who is fantastic and values tradition, okay? Definitely like future plans and practical matters are addressed in a current relationship that you're in. If you're in a current relationship right now, really good communication. Even though, and the thing is this is where a lot of people think Mercury retrograde is horrible to communicate in. It's not. It's like I said in the astrology part, it's actually really good to redress things that have been going on. So because we're getting this, I just feel like the Empress with the King of Cups, there's such communication going on. Remember, the King of Cups being that Libra and Scorpio energy, Libra's an air energy. So there's always this element of communication with air, right? And Scorpio is a water energy. So there's going to be the sharing of emotions. So there's going to be this conversation about emotions with the Empress energy, who, and again, the Empress is being really very kind of like focused on growth, harmony. She's a mother of the tarot, for goodness sake, right? It's a great time to begin a relationship, but it's a great time to grow a relationship too. And I feel like this is going to be happening here. It's so funny. Pisces, you're so funny. Look, this is in your hope and fear. The Strength energy is Leo. Leo's the 5th house of love and romance and falling in love. So you want it, but you're scared. You want it, but you don't want it. You really want it, but you're just scared because you don't want to. You're in a space of self-love and self-respect, and you don't want anyone coming in and shaking that bad boy up. You're feeling good, and you're in a space that you maybe had to work a little hard to get to, certainly because you were confused here about another energy and not feeling very good. It does seem like there's a bit of like a moving on and healing that's going on here. Okay, so but this is not real. This is your hope and your fear. Okay, so we have this communication going on, okay, between the Empress and the King of Cups. Okay, that's you. That's an external energy that's impacting you. Now, some of you, the Empress energy could just be a general energy as well. I do want to just say this because it's a general message of that you just really want to meet somebody that you can grow with, that you really want to move forward with. Maybe you want to have a child with, or you want to maybe have a home with, or just develop, a sense of unity and family with them. You could be in that space where you're not really ready yet to full-blown get into another relationship, but you're starting to feel like, yeah, you know what, that is something that I want. We have in the near future, we have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands does indicate like a battle of the wills, right? This is rivalry, challenges, something becoming very, very rivalrous within a situation that you're going to need to deal with, right? The 5 of Wands is Saturn and Leo. It's this, you might be dealing with a Leo energy, by the way, because it's like you're hoping to get in with the Strength energy, but you're also kind of scared of it, right, at the same time. And that's a Leo. And this is Saturn and Leo. So, yeah, I mean, this is about, really needing to deal with like the low vibe of Leo, which is egotism, and it can even be some narcissistic tendencies. It's like a battle of the wills here. Now we have as the final outcome energy, we have the 10 of Coins. So 10 of Coins is about focusing on money, the idea of being able to leave a legacy. Maybe some of you are focused on retirement. There might be some of you may be gaining an inheritance in this energy as well. But it's about a deepening here, because the Ten of Pentacles is always about a maturation of something, a maturing of something, a deepening of something. And you don't want anything that's superficial. So you may be in this space where you want something that's very deep, and somebody may be at odds, right? You guys may be sort of rivalrous, you know what I mean? Within the connection, having to do with who wants what and how it's going to all go. So there can definitely be egos flying. I feel like I need to pull a clarification here. Okay, yeah, so we have the Four of Coins, and the Four of Coins is this very strong desire for long-term security, and there might be this issue of almost like an element of greed. So somebody might think you're being greedy, Pisces, or you might think somebody else is not being giving enough. And we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands does indicate a new cycle, a new passion. This could also indicate somebody who is very immature sexually, emotionally, having to do with things like sex, because wands are will and passion and motivation, but it's also a metaphor for sex, and page is immature, right? So it could be this energy of somebody who's rather immature also about how you guys are moving forward. And then we have the Ace of Swords coming out in the reverse. So the Ace of Swords in the reverse is feeling stressed and mentally blocked, poor judgment, there being dishonesty here in this situation. And then we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So the Eight of Wands in the reverse does indicate frustrations, problems, delays ahead. Something just not moving forward in the way that you had originally thought it would. Okay, okay. And then we have the World's card. So the World's card means lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. So this is really actually very beautiful to get in a relationship, because it's about happiness and a relationship that's very fulfilling and loving at the end of the day. But it's about completion but learning a lesson. So for those of you who are meeting somebody new, this could certainly indicate it going in a beautiful direction. For those of you who just really don't feel ready to open up to meet anybody new right now, this could indicate the culmination of truly you learning a lesson about a past situation, so much so that it's ready to be released so that you can get that beautiful Saturnian gift moving forward. So there could be disappointment here. And you could just be saying, you know what, I'm learning that this kind of stuff doesn't work for me in relationship. I can't do the games anymore. I'm not willing to open myself up to the energy. And you also want to be a little careful, Pisces, those of you with money, you want to be careful that somebody's not after your money. Just saying, okay? Because I do see this feel like you need to protect your assets here. Why would you feel the need to protect your assets if you were not energetically vibing that that's what somebody was actually after? You know what I'm saying? So that could be the situation. So a couple of different outcomes, I try to give you different outcomes, different ways these can manifest, because it's a general message. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you for this first week of February. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.